What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of For the Love of Bodybuilding. I'm your host, Logan Shults, and I'm missing my co host, Ian Powell, today, but we have a guest with us, Mr. Phillip Adams. Philip, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, a little bit about who you are, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. So great to be able to talk with you today. I know we've been going back and forth on social media, so this is a really cool experience. But yeah, I started bodybuilding. Well, I spent most of my life being overweight, obese, and COVID hit, and I just was like, you know what? I wanna try to come out of lockdown looking a little bit different, and kind of just got addicted to um, lifting weights and seeing changes in the mirror and having people tell me like, oh, it looks like you've been doing something. So yeah, I started with just like bricks and Home Depot buckets in my backyard, and then got a 24-hour fitness membership, and people were like, you should compete. And so did my first show in 2023, won the overall, and I was like, whoa, this is kind of fun. Um, did another show a little bit after that the next year, won the overall again. Um, and then yeah, went to USA's in 2025, placed third, and then just went to USA's this last week and switched from classic to bodybuilding. Still first call outs, but no pro card this time. But yeah, it's just been a whirlwind and a really fun experience. Just learning about the sport and being a part of a really cool community. So yeah, it's been fun.
So, how many shows have you done in total?
In total, I think this last one was my fourth show. Um, well, no, fifth because I did Legion this year
Yeah.
as well. Yeah, a little bit before USA's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Legion did you have to do Legion to qualify?
No, so I was already qualified from doing USA's last year. I guess top five
Yeah.
automatically qualified. So placing third, I already had that qualification, but um, I'd never competed in bodybuilding before.
Yeah.
So my coach was like, it'd be good to get you on stage, get used to the different poses and just a different experience.
Yeah.
So yeah, ended up doing Legion just for the data collection and just getting my myself acquainted with open. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So let me ask this. So your weight cap for classic was what, 192?
yes, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
or yeah, 192 or 194, something like that. So
Something
that
like
was
that.
yeah, it was a battle. Me and that weight cap had been we'd been at odds for for a while, and so it was nice this year not having to worry about making weight. That was a joy. So yeah.
For sure. So what did you weigh on stage at USA's?
So at USA's, I was 220. Um, so yeah, a stark difference from last year coming in. I think I was like 191 or something like that. So um, um, yeah, it was a yeah nice
Fucking
nice time. Yeah,
fucking phenom. Jesus
yeah,
Christ. And I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna share your Instagram with everybody. I say everybody, it's not like we have that many listeners, but
no, all good.
I'm gonna share this because I want people to understand that when he says he's 220, this is what 220 looked like.
Yeah,
191 to 220. This is absurd. So, Philip, I think we met or we started conversing on Instagram. I think when I did my last national show. Is that correct?
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So when I did my last national show, and then we saw each other at nationals last year, kind of spoke real briefly,
Yeah.
and we've kind of just talked a little bit here and there ever since. But fuck, this is crazy, dude.
Thank you.
I'm legit looking at these pictures, and I've been looking at some of the pictures. I haven't looked at NPC News, but I'm just sitting here like, how did this not win? Like,
Oh yeah.
how are we looking at this and this not didn't win? But obviously, we know that like being in person and looking at pictures is two completely different things. If you've ever watched
Yeah.
a show in person, you
Yeah.
know?
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, the feedback from this year, I thought it was really interesting too, because last year they were like, bring up the back's week. And so really just worked with my coach and just reoriented our focus to like bring up my back. And
Hmm.
this year I'm like in line for feedback, and he's like, "Yeah, your back's overpowering. Your back was a little bit too big." And I was just like,
What?
it was like it was funny, but also cool because it was like, well, I guess mission accomplished. I was working really hard to bring up my back, so you telling me this is satisfying in a way, but um, so yeah, so he's just like add some more size to the front to kind of like match out and match the back. So that's our mission now, and yeah, so
So a little bit more quad, chest, arms.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be working on that, but I was like, at least the recipe we have for building the back is working. We know that. So yeah,
I think that it's all working, brother.
yeah. Thank you.
um, so what about outside of bodybuilding? Like, part of the reason that we kind of, or part of the reason that I like podcasting is because, I work full time.
Yeah,
I have a family, a wife with a little one on the way, and then,
congrats.
coaching and bodybuilding. And so it's a busy life, right?
Yeah, totally.
So tell me a little bit about outside of life. Are you married? What do you do for full time, etc.?
Yeah. Yeah, so full time, I'm a customer success manager at a tech company. So it's
Which
really
one?
funny. It's called WebConnects. We're
Okay.
event software ticketing company. So um, yeah, it's pretty funny. I sit at the desk all day long, and so I have other friends that are kind of in the bodybuilding space, and they're in like construction or I don't know some other job that's like more like I don't know. I feel like manly would be the right word, but it's a very like rough and tumble
Yeah.
kind of job, and I'm like, yeah, I'm at a keyboard and I'm like on Zooms all day long. So ton of respect for those guys who have the energy and the ability to like I don't know, hammer bricks all day long and still make it in the gym. But yeah, so I'm at a tech company, not married. I do have a girlfriend. Her name's Emily. She's amazing. She's actually trying to open up a bakery business. So throughout this prep, it's just been like, if you're in the kitchen, just don't look at me because I know that I'll be easily tempted if you're like making some cookies or something over there. So yeah, and just love hanging with friends. And I love that, you pose this question. I think one of the most um, important things is to be able to disassociate or separate yourself as an athlete from yourself as a person.
Yeah.
I know, especially at USA's like this last week, there were guys that were backstage and it kind of just looked like their world was coming to an end, and um, just like I don't know, it looked like they had just been hit by a bus or something. And I'm just like, man, I'm just so thankful that I have a life outside of bodybuilding that is full and complete. Like I'm gonna go home and I'm still gonna be a boyfriend and a son and a
Hmm.
brother and an uncle and all these really really cool things that make life full and worth living. And so yeah, I think that's one thing. No matter what level you're at in this sport, the ability to be able to separate the two, you as an athlete, you as a person, um, it'll make this ride feel a lot less precarious
Hmm.
in a way. So yeah,
Yeah, 100% agree. I mean, there's a lot of people in the sport that tend to give it entirely too much.
yeah,
They give
yeah,
it too much of themselves. They give it too
yeah,
much of their lives, and the reality is like they're just overly obsessing about it, and then they
yeah,
overly obsess about the results. And I think that, look, don't get me wrong. I think that to be great at anything, I think that you have to be obsessed. And I
yeah,
don't necessarily think that the work life balance is always a factor in that
yeah,
particular case, right?
yeah,
But when it comes to bodybuilding, I think that genetics play such a role
yeah,
that all we're doing is training and eating.
yeah, right,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah,
how can we not give bodybuilding our all and still have time for our family
yeah,
and for our friends and to have a life outside of bodybuilding? And as a fact, like, I think that it's better for you to do those things.
yeah, totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I definitely think like to your point of like being obsessed, I think to a certain extent that is 100% true. And there are seasons in my life where, um I think I have to give bodybuilding, 60% and I have to give, work and life and other things 40, and
Hmm.
maybe it's 50-50. I mean, it'll shift.
Yeah.
Um, and I think with respect to like, living a regular life, I think it just requires some more pre-planning. Like there will be times where friends are like, "Hey, let's go do this thing." And I'm like, "All right, that means I got to pack 4 meals if I'm going to go, hang out with you guys and do this outing, or we're going to go to the lake or whatever." So, yeah, I think you can, to your point, like there's a fine line of like being obsessed and still being able to like hold a life outside of the sport. And I think this year, growing in maturity and wisdom and recognizing that has been really helpful.
Hmm.
Just because I know that in the past it has been it's been really really tough to be like, all right, this is my everything, and then when the show's over, you're kind of just left with this feeling of like, all
What
right,
now?
like I've neglected all my relationships. Like I have no friends. I have nothing to like continue to look forward to just because this got, every single ounce of my attention. Um, and so, yeah, I think this year being a really good reminder and hallmark of like, all right, you can give this your all and still find some blank spaces to fit in, you
Yeah.
know, connection and friends and life and, things. So, yeah.
I think the big takeaway there is that push pull where it's like some seasons it might be bodybuilding takes over a little bit more. Some seasons, the last 6 weeks of a prep, like realistically,
Yeah.
bodybuilding is getting a bit more of you than
Oh, 100%.
friends and family, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then, but that's only 6 weeks out of most of the year because most people are only competing once. Maybe
Yeah.
some
Right.
people are competing twice, but um, and then you go into the off season and it can shift in the other direction a little bit, right?
Yeah. Right.
It's just about having that balance and then having the understanding with your family members and with your friends that you'll invest more time in them once this is done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I 100% agree there. I'm glad that you kind of have that mentality, and it's nice to see that mentality on somebody with such a great physique and so much potential to be very good.
Thank you. Thank
Um,
you.
so, what are the plans in regards to? Actually, let me ask you this: Did you play what sports did you play growing up? Were you an athlete?
Yeah. Good question. So I actually, sort of how I mentioned, I spent most of my life just being a fat kid. But before that was kind of like middle school, I started like, hiding in the backyard eating Twinkies. But before that, like early elementary school, I actually did gymnastics and like swimming.
Okay,
Um, so yeah, those are the two sports I played when I was like
little,
younger. Yeah, like little. But then like middle school, high school, I didn't really play any sports or do anything. I
really
was just sitting on the couch. Yeah. So, yeah,
interesting.
no sports for me. I think bodybuilding's the first thing um, that I've like,
Kind of put something into.
yeah, put my all into and just have committed to being like, all right, this is my thing. I'm gonna keep at it. So yeah, yeah,
Okay, I wouldn't have guessed that.
yeah.
uh, Genetically, I just would have assumed that, you were probably, even if you were a bigger kid, that you were probably
Yeah,
still pretty athletic, you know what I mean? Just because of the way that your structure is. I mean, it's not like you're short. You're what, 5'9",
yeah, like 5'8" and some change. Yeah,
5'8" and some change? Like, I mean, that's not short. It's average
yeah,
height, right?
yeah,
Um, so, and I think most people would agree. They probably would assume some football or, something like that.
yeah,
But
yeah. Yeah, which is
okay.
funny because my brothers, I have two older brothers, they played
Yeah.
football and they're like, "Oh, you too, right?" And I'm like, "No, no."
So did you grow up in California? I know you're there
Yeah,
now. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Born and raised. Yeah,
Okay. Born and raised in California. What part?
Sacramento.
Sacramento. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. What was I gonna ask you a minute ago? I completely blanked. See, this is
Oh,
why
you're
I
so
need
good.
Ian.
It'll come to you.
Yeah, this is why it's always nice to have Ian.
Yeah,
So who is your coach?
yeah. His name is Chris Kastner. He's a part of the JB Coaching Concepts team, um, and I think this prep being as smooth as it was, I owe a lot to him.
Yeah.
He has this really, really cool ability to see like the athlete and the person separately and kind of understand of like, all right, Philip, the person needs this, Philip, the athlete needs that.
Hmm.
And there's a healthy, I mean, I would consider him a friend, but there's a healthy level of separation there between like friend, like coaching athlete relationship, which I think is really, really beneficial. And he's just really, really smart. Like he can be future focused, but also like worried about the right now. Um, doesn't panic or freak out. Um, he's just very, very calm, stoic, just knowledgeable guy. So yeah, this prep and just I'm excited to do an off season with him and just the trajectory of where I'm able to go in the sport. I excited to do it with him on my side. So yeah,
So were y'all friends first or
it's
coach first?
actually really actually really funny. Like he was at a gym that I was at a long, long time. I think before I did my first show in like 2023. I would see him walking around the gym, and I did my first show, and there was another guy in the gym who was also doing the same show, and Chris was coaching him, and he was just telling me about like, oh yeah, like he won't let me have any artificial sweeteners. I got to drink like 4 gallons of water a day. And I was like, oh, your coach sounds too hardcore. Like I don't know if I'm ready for all that. But I think yeah, as I've grown and developed into doing more shows and wanting to be more competitive and wanting to take this as far as I possibly can. I'm like, maybe some of that stuff that I thought sounded, insane or a little too far, maybe it's necessary.
Hmm.
And it 100% has been necessary. And it is, you can tell just in the, the physique and in my mindset, just having someone who's so worried about the details
Hmm.
on your side, on your team, has just been it's changed everything. So yeah,
Gotcha. So the relationship is kind of developed in that you kind of knew who he was, but when you
yeah,
hired him, y'all got to know each other a little bit better, and you've kind of become a little bit more
yeah,
like
totally,
friends. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That's how me and my coach have gotten to be, right? And the relationship is a bit more. He's still my coach, and I still respect him, right? And he mentors
yeah,
me occasionally whenever I ask for it, but we're still we BS about some things. Like sometimes on a check-in, like he may not even he'll tell me whatever it is, and then we start BSing about something else, right?
yeah, yeah,
And which is funny because it's over email, and I'm like, that's just weird to me.
yeah,
But
right.
but it is what it is. I think that maintaining a healthy relationship and a healthy boundary there
Yeah,
is sometimes difficult because what I have found is that a friend first may respect you as a coach and in your knowledge and everything like that. But
yeah,
the problem is that to have a healthy coach athlete relationship, you have to have this level of respect that is like, you're not willing to text me every little thing that you can think of,
yeah,
right? Because I would never, like, I will not text my coach until we're like the day of the show, right?
yeah,
When he tells me to and he gives me permission to, right? And then
yeah, right.
I may text him the day after or something, maybe to send him a video or something. But other than that, all of my communication goes through email or Instagram if I respond to something there, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But by and large, I think that there needs to be this healthy line of respect where you can't think that you just need to reach out to your coach over every single little bitty thing.
yeah,
Like you have to understand that they have lives too, and that they've got other clients too. And if every client
yeah,
was doing that, so I've had a previous experience not too long ago with that, and we had to terminate the coaching relationship, but that's okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You live and you learn. Yeah, I think yeah. To your point, I think that has been really helpful. And I think there are times too, not with Chris, but I definitely know with like other friends that I know that are competing and that have friends who coach them, not coaches who happen to kind of be friends. I think what can happen when someone's like a little too close to you, I don't know, it's kind of like when your mom tells you like, "Oh, you're so handsome." It's like you believe it kind of, but it's like you're my mom, you have to say that. Like I don't really know if it's like 100% true, you know? Um, so I don't know. I think when you get to that place, there's a level of uh, objectivity that the coach can't have because they're so close to you. I think Chris has just been really great at, like you said, maintaining that healthy boundary to
Mhm.
where he's not too far to where he feels like this like weird overlord who I'm just like sending like check-ins to once a week, but he's
Mhm.
not so close to where it feels like, you know, I'm not like you said, hitting him up at like, 10 p.m. like, hey, what are you up to? Like you
Yeah,
up? Like, I don't know, that's just like there's a healthy boundary there and it's just been yeah, it's been really helpful. So yeah.
that's great. So, what are the plans moving forward?
Yeah, yeah. Plans moving forward. I honestly think I'm going to compete again this year. So I'll probably be at nationals in December. Take a little bit of a break. Um, run it back for nationals later on this year, and then yeah, just see where the chips fall and go from there. And then I don't know. After that, I think probably take like a little bit of a off season, hit it hard, and then pick another show, um, maybe in the summer of next year. So,
Who
uh,
knows?
yeah, who knows? But
Because
that's
if you go pro, you might need to take a little bit longer to put on some more tissue,
yeah,
right?
right, yeah, yeah, totally,
But if you
yeah.
don't, then you're probably knocking on its steps. Well, that fucking annoys me. I'm not gonna be able to be at nationals this year.
Oh dang,
That's so lame. Yeah,
dang.
my son will be born. Well, his due date is December 20th. So
Oh, that's so
nationals
exciting.
nationals is generally right around my birthday on December 13th.
Yeah,
Um, I think last year it was on December 13th, and this year it's on the 12th. So,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. So I will either be in the hospital, I don't know. We'll
yeah,
be close
yeah,
to being, having a child. So unfortunately, I won't be able to go. But that fucking sucks. That's a bummer.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's exciting for you though. Like, congrats on the new baby. This will be child number two, or is this your
One,
first?
yeah, this is my
Oh,
first
okay,
child.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I've been very, you know, I don't know about you, but like in my family and where I grew up, it was very normal to have kids at an early age and to kind of have
Yeah,
accidents, if you will.
yeah,
And so I'm very grateful that we were able to have a child on our own terms.
yeah,
We are financially in a great place.
yeah,
So like for example, whenever we do have our son, I'm not going back to work.
yeah,
So I will move to coaching full time.
yeah,
Because my wife is also in the IT space. She's a channel account manager. So she makes pretty good money.
yeah.
So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Let's see what else, Philip. Do we not touch on anything?
I feel like we hit a little bit of everything, but yeah, I'm just excited that I was able to chat with you, and yeah, yeah, this has been really cool.
So is there anything that you're excited about, whether it be bodybuilding or life? Like what is there anything exciting going on other than the fact that you're probably getting a lot of attention?
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think it's been really cool. I think I'm excited just to be. I don't know where I am right now. I think in the past, I think the the unknown has been really, really scary for me. Just the future, not being able to. I'm a person who loves planning. I'm the person who says like I can go with the flow as long as I plan the flow. I know when the flow starts and ends. I can be in bed on time after the flow. Like I'm just that type of person, and so not being able to see around the corner or fully know what's going to happen in the future has always kind of like stressed me out a little bit. um, and then you get into situations like bodybuilding where that's a prep, like that's all it is. It's not being able to see around the corner. Like your weight could go up or down. I mean, like to a certain extent, like you obviously have a plan and you kind of can sort of scope out how your prep is going to work, but there's no guarantees. Like you can't fully plan or schedule every little thing just because life and stuff happens. And so I think this year I'm just excited to be where I'm at, which is a new thing for me. Um, and not be so worried about, what's around the corner. I'm just more so excited to get up and try again and keep at it. I think I've fallen in love more with the lifestyle and the process of bodybuilding and less so the stage because I don't know, it's so funny. I think you do like for me, like you do a 20-week prep and then you're on stage 5, 10 minutes maybe. And if all you're looking forward to is that 5, 10 minutes on stage, like that whole 6 months is essentially like wasted time if you were dreading it and you were just like, I just got to get to the stage. So um, I don't know. I've learned in this last season to like really just love the process, love the love the chicken and rice and the green beans, and um, love the cardio and the posing sessions, like just loving it all. So I don't know. I'm just excited to be where I'm at, and yeah, the future just feels really bright with the people that I have supporting me and my coach and just life. I don't know. I guess just being where I'm at is exciting. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can't stress it enough as far as like you mentioned enjoying the process and like the stage time is 5-10 minutes.
Yeah.
Um, and I just shot some content over this earlier, but and I talked about like why are we stressing about the results of this
Yeah.
show? Like why are
Yeah.
we worried about it? We can't control it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I don't care what anybody says. This is my opinion. Is the act of competing in a bodybuilding show is a pageant. It's a pageant, right?
Yeah. Right.
It's not a sport. What we're doing on that stage is a pageant, and we cannot determine that outcome at all. We can't pose harder, or we can't do a better routine to put us into first place. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's all about the weeks and the days heading into it, and just making sure that you do everything in your power so that that result is what you want. But even then, even if you do all of those things, the results still may not be there.
Yeah.
So if you're in this to win, or if you're in this for that stage time, you're gonna have a miserable fucking time.
Yeah. 100%.
It's
Yeah.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
fucking. You really do have to love eating the same shit day in
Yeah.
and day out, training your ass off,
Yeah.
and transforming your physique. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, if you can do those things, then that absolutely will result in success, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever success looks like for you, because genetics play such a massive role in this sport. You know,
Yeah, 100%. And I think to your point too of just you mentioning something that I think was really profound, like whatever success looks like for you. I think especially for me, someone who spent so much of their life being obese, I think I look at like my check-ins today or I don't know, just like pictures of myself now, and I'm like, man, I've come a really long way. And just being satisfied with that and like that being enough for me and just there was a point in time where like doing something tough or being presented with something that was, maybe a little uncomfortable, I would have ran from it. But today being like, no, like if there's something that's like challenging or arduous or, you know, difficult, like I want to do it. I want to try. And so, um, I don't know, I feel like every day getting up, just walking through this process is a win for me. And so, I can get up on stage, I can be backstage before I even touch the stage and feel satisfied. Um, and so, yeah, I think that mindset shift, that perspective shift, um, has made this feel a lot more satisfying. So I know there's people out there who are, kind of like you mentioned, just suffering, dying through a prep because they're like, I can't do this. Like I just gotta make it to the stage, and I'm just like, man, like I would hate to be there. So yeah,
yeah.
loving where I'm at now. Yeah, it's been great.
I've been around, I fell in love with bodybuilding at a young age, but I did my first show in 2018, so I've been around the sport for a little while,
Yeah,
and I've got a handful of pet peeves when it comes to bodybuilders and bodybuilding in general. But one of them is seeing somebody in a prep who's done this over and over again, and they're still
yeah,
this same miserable person when they're in prep.
yeah, yeah.
It I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, if
I'm like, bro,
you
you signed, you paid, you paid for
you
this.
chose to do this, like,
Yeah,
why
right.
or like this shit is not like, sure, I get it, you're hungry and you're probably tired, but this shit
Yeah,
is not that bad for you to be this grumpy all the damn time.
yeah, right. 100%.
It drives me nuts, man.
Yeah, right, right. And they're like, oh, I gotta do more cardio. I'm like, it's a part of the game, brother. Like you knew this walking into it. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I find it funny too. I'm just like, what?
Well, Philip, brother, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me. Is there anything that you want to plug or anything like that? Obviously, I'll tag your Instagram in the comments, which is underscore Phillip underscore Adams.
Yes, sir.
That about it?
Yeah, I think that's about it. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on. This has been really great.
Yeah. Thanks, brother. I'm gonna stop this real fast and then